do? Alright. Alright, as y'all see, we just skipped over putting the rest of the car back together. Y'all didn't want to see that anyway. So we've got the headers in there. And now we're over here at Discount Muffler, Brian Long's. I just figured I'd let him tie them into the stock exhaust. I could have done it, but me doing it would have been chopping and TIG welding, stainless and all that. Well, it took hours to do what he could do in no time, and it really don't matter that much. So I'm gonna let him do it, get it back over to the other shop, put a little tune on it, and this weekend, I guess, get it on the rollers. Oh, you want dyno it this weekend? All right, y'all, it's Monday morning. We were trying to tune the Z over the weekend on Saturday, but couldn't get the dyno to come on for some reason. I mean, come on, but it wouldn't connect to the server for some reason. So came back this morning to retry and get them on the phone if I had to. But I found a way in without logging in to do an update. So did an update, and well, seems to be working now. If y'all don't know, the whole shot software on the Mustang Dyno is server/internet based. So without being able to get to the local IP address and log in, we weren't able to do anything. But I found the local address for the update page and was able to get it and run another update real quick, and well, here we are. So about to hop in, get it fired up and warmed up a little bit, and go from there. See what she does. Nice cool day. It was hot Saturday, miserable almost, and now it's freaking 50 degrees out. But it is what it is. Might help if I grab the mouse real quick. All right, first pull underway. Zoom in real quick. 470. Little fat, got out of it 6,500, about 14 degrees of timing, so got timing to go, and I'm gonna pull a little fuel out. This is on the math curve only, so we're gonna run through this real quick, and then we'll switch over to and dial in the virtual VE table. I'll try and set my GoPro up and get some pulls. I wish I had some help today, but I wish we could have done this Saturday, and I would have actually had some better help getting video, but here we are, so move on to the next. Landed. Alright, that's about it on the Z. Got the math curve dialed. Got the virtual VE dialed. It's definitely fuel limited, which is given on the LS7, and intake and throttle body limited is pulling a lot of vacuum, which is part of it. Made 520 something, 520, 521, whatever, which seems low for an LS7, but that's just how my dyno is. Before it came on here and before we did anything and with stock, it made 420 something. So right at 95 to 100 horse, give or take. So it's about right for, camshaft install. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up a few little things. Turn the man fan dynamic air back on together, and go ahead and pull the wideband out, put the O2 back in, do a little street driving real quick and see, and go from there. It definitely needs some plug wires. The stock wires are rubbing on the headers a little, and you can just tell don't have the best spark. It was clean enough to make some pulls, but heavy load, you can tell that it's got a spark issue. So get some different plug wires on it, and maybe get some fresh plugs in it. Wasn't nothing wrong with the plugs. But yeah, that's it. Obviously the injectors are maxed out, almost 90% duty. I got a little on the rich side, but not big on the rich side, but a little bit, like 12 1/4, could lean out some probably, but we'll leave it at that. I'm giving this back to the old man, so we're not trying to chase numbers here. We're just trying to keep it safe and fun for him, which, 100 horse pickup should be decent, sounds better. We don't like cammed LS, especially, 6-speed, so give it back to him and let him have a little fun. He'll probably tear the clutch out of it, so we'll have to fix that soon. And maybe at some point we can talk him into intake and throttle body change, and some fuel system upgrades, so we can put some E in this thing and get a couple more degrees in it. And, who knows, maybe get closer to the 575 600 mark, which would be killer on this dyno in this car. I don't know if it'd quite make it with just those changes, but you never know. You can tell in the graph it wants to keep going. I've been aborting all the runs at 6,900 to 7,000. And you can tell because the curve gets so flat that 1 minute peak might be 63, the next minute peak 68. It all depends. So it just comes up to 6,000 and just levels out, and that's where the vacuum starts dropping way off. So I know it's got the Z28 cold air in it, which is better than the stock SS and stuff, but obviously the intake tube on them ain't the best, so we might make a change there. I don't know, but again, it's just a fun car to drive, and that's all it is, a little street car. Who knows, maybe we might change the air intake completely different, to one of them types that actually increase KPA. Who knows, but that's a different story for a different day. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up for y'all. I think we got a LS swap BMW next, so we'll see if that makes it on this video or a separate video. All right, so yeah, here's one of the final graphs. This one was a speed density pull. Not that it makes any difference, really. Fuel is fuel, air is air, spark, spark. I guess it would have made a difference if we pulled the cold air off, but we didn't, so it's the same. But anyway, you can see it levels out pretty decent. On some of the other graphs, you could see it a lot more. This one was just smoother, I guess. The 521 at 6,600. That's really about 67, 68, according to the computer. You know, this is just going off the drums and speed matching it, which it's a 6-speed, so it's a manual, so it is a lot closer than if it was automatic. But it's still got a little bit, you know, deviation in it, and I'm sure the clutch is slipping just a slight amount. Not really sure. I mean, it's grabbing for the most part, but he swears it was slipping before. And when I was really loading it hard, doing some virtual VE tuning, you know, loading it up and all, you could smell it a little bit. But at the same time, I was loading it pretty darn hard. So I wish I could show y'all the original, but I don't have it set up in a with the newer updates on here. You got to put them in shoot, what do you call it? Sessions. So I don't have them in sessions, so I can't compare it. But go to vehicle, and we go all the way. Where's it at? To the last one. Let's see. See, this one was 410 stock. Let's see what else. Maybe, I think there was a 420 something. $426, and then this was the new one. So that was the last one, 428 corrected. So yeah, that was the last one, 426. Let's see what else. Look at 408. Here's another one, 428. So yeah, so picked up 90, so 521 to 428, so 93 horse. But yeah, that's where we're at. Should be a fun little car. But yeah, I know the world of LS7s, everyone's 580 to 620 or so NA, which that's on different dynos than this. But that's why I like to do the comparison, you know, before and after, because sometimes people's feelings get hurt and they don't realize. So for cam only, and you know, some headers, some cheap headers that we had to beat, you picked up 90 something horse. So that's about right for a decent little cam swap. I'm sure we'll have comments and all of, oh, buddies, this and that, whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. Made what it made. And there's the numbers. So anyway, on to the next. Share, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you'd like to see, what you wouldn't like to see. I think we might take a little road trip, just me and the boys, here in a few weeks once they get out of school for summer. And so that might be interesting. We might just load up an excursion with the essentials and, who knows, dip out for a week or two and go out west, go to the northwest, you know, who knows, wherever the road takes us. So if y'all are interested in any of that, remember, like, share, subscribe, and look forward to seeing it, and go from there. If y'all like to see some more tests on the dyno, you know, to learn things, let me know. If y'all want to try different things, like, you know, old myths or whatnot, we can do that too. You know, whatever y'all like, just, I'm open for suggestions. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.